Alrighty. I think I'm a little loud. Let me turn my mic gain down a little bit. That should be a little better. You should be able to hear me, but not too crazy. I don't know though. I'm not a audio guy. And hopefully it's not as scratchy. I tried to fix that up by switching over some stuff. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mini Paint and Chill, where I mini paint and you chill. Today I'm painting my Eldritch Foundry character for July. There wasn't a video because I lost it. I deleted it on accident because I'm a dummy. But I'm still going to paint this character. I'm really excited. He's a Minotaur Bard, College of Whispers. So I'm going to be making him a black coup with some purple, maybe some ivory in there as well to get some yellow and stuff. Did I? Oh, it's right here. But yeah, before I get started though, a few quick things to get out of the way. One, if you aren't already following the channel, please do. If you have the financial ability to, consider subscribing. Don't forget that if you have an Amazon Prime account, you could subscribe to one Twitch channel for free per month. I would appreciate it if it was me. If you'd like to financially support me in other ways, you can do so by heading over to wheelersminis.com and purchasing up something off my website. Or if you'd like something printed, purchase something to be printed. I really only charge for cost of material, with a little bit on top for like electricity and stuff. But most of the stuff that you see me paint is my own personal printing. So if you like what you see, try out my services and hopefully be really surprised by everything. Sorry if you hear the vibration. I'm trying to shake this up. It's a color that I don't think I've used very often. But yeah, I think I said follow me on my socials at Wheelers Minis on pretty much everything. If I didn't, there you go. I've already said it. Yeah, so that's what we're working on today. I got some pictures of black cows up, and a mostly filled water bottle. And yeah, so let's get started. So I'm working more with color theory now. I realize that I like the artistry of painting miniatures, and I haven't really put a lot of effort into being an artist. Rather, I've been putting a lot of effort into being a miniature painter. And I want to get more technically savvy with my paint jobs. And that means that I'm going to have to start doing things a little differently. I am gonna move this guy out of the way though. He's almost done and he looks really cool. You can't really see it, it's got to be down here. But I'm really excited about this guy. He's almost done. I finished another counterpart of his, and he's behind me as well. But because I have the humidifier on, I don't want to get him too wet. Just gonna move this over just in case, because I finally got the skin tone down. But yeah, ironically, the one that printed the best was the one that was separated. So that's what we're going with today. We're going with a separate model from the base. Usually I paint it on the base or connected to the base at least. But like I said, it just kind of ended up looking better print-wise without the base. So that's what we're going with today. Like I said, he's going to be a black cow, probably with some ivory / white like coming down here, maybe down here as well, just to like show off some things. And then I'm going to use probably a yellowish orange as my highlight. Again, I'm kind of working with color theory right now because he's going to have purple. His complementary color is going to be yellow, but I'm kind of going in an interesting pattern. I'm kind of going off the beaten path of it. So our base tone, our most, I can't use the term vibrant because it's not going to be vibrant at all. but our most shown tone is going to be black, and then purple, and then yellow. Yellowish orange is going to be our highlight, and that's just going to be on very specific parts to kind of accentuate the natural lighting. I guess I could also go, if I wanted to go triad, I could go more orange. Or more red. Maybe I'll go more red for the guitar to add like a nice... I don't know. We'll see what we get. But for now, let's get started on it. Again, I do know that I want purple, and I do know that I want like ivory or white on there. So that's what we're going to do. And then he's going to have mostly black on him. Which will be fun. Although there is going to be a bit of a red-gray because of his horns, so maybe I will do a bit of red. And I'll do a quad set of colors. Alright. Mostly going to be black, though. But I think I'm going to start it out with, like, a good base of purple. I already have some on here, but I think it's pretty dry. So we're going to start out with like a really deep, dark purple. And I'm going to do this on all the clothing as just kind of base tone. I am more than... Christmas. Oh, that's so loud and scared the shit out of me. Thanks, Josh. Sorry for the loud noise. But we're gonna start it out with a base of purple, and then probably glaze over black, just so it's got good, that kind of rich tone underneath. And then move on from there. But starting out with a good kind of shadow base tone for it is going to go really well. And we might finish them today, we might not. Usually I go for about 2 hours before my brain starts to go a little fuzzy, so we'll see how far we get on him today. And then if he doesn't get done, I'll finish him in my own time and post pictures of him as soon as possible. And much like every month, this character is made using Eldritch Foundry. I have a pretty good relationship with them, and right now they're doing a sale on Eldritch Unlimited. You can get 30% off Eldritch Unlimited if you use code PRIMATALK, PRIMAM. No, let me just make sure that's right. I don't have my phone. Print a mock. Love you too, bud. PRINTAMOK. To get 30% off Eldritch Unlimited. So if you want to do that, you can. I'll probably post about it a little bit later as well. But you should jump on it. Eldritch Unlimited is great. You get as many STLs as you want, basically, for a pretty good price. I've got the annual plan, and I use it apparently not as much as the person who uses it the most, but I use it quite a bit, so I can speak to its great value. Ironically, I'm kind of doing what I did on the Cyberpunk models that I've been working on, which is I'm going with kind of this purple tone, and then I'm going to kind of highlight it up and then basically go over it with a transparent black. And hopefully what that does is give the illusion of a kind of purple undertone without being too purpley. I'm not going to do that on his fur because I do want his fur to be like straight up black. But for cloth, I wanted to have a little bit of a purple tone to it, so getting it nice and base coated in this tone is going to help us later down the line. And when I get to it, I'm going to start highlighting it up with the yellowish tone. Should complement it nicely. The other thing I'm going to do is get the tie painted. I want that to be, that's going to stay purple. It's not going to move up any. Smoke in his hand. I'm also going to paint with this purple because I'm going to go back over this and make it like a nice smoky color. But for now, again, same idea. I just want to get a good base color on there. And then the last spot that I'm going to hit up with this is he's got this he's got kind of like this circle around. Actually, the whole hat's just going to get hit up because I want it to match the outfit. But he's got this like cloth circle around the hat that is going to just stay the purple tone. But for now, it's not keeping a point consistently. I think we're starting to reach the end of this one's life, this brush's life. I've been using it quite a lot recently, so it makes sense. But yeah, we're going to keep that little cloth ring around the hat purple, but make the hat itself black. But in order to make it match the rest of it, we're just going to get it like a nice purple tone. And then for the shirt, I'm probably going to hit that up with a dark ivory. But before I do that, I'm going to get some red gray on the palette. Brush now to size 0. This is my Winsor & Newton that I haven't used a lot. I realize that I have a lot of brushes that I just haven't used quite that much, and I need to get better at using them. So we're gonna, to kind of make sure that this color is on there more than just the horns, I'm also gonna make it the color of the kind of vest that he's wearing underneath the blazer. And I hopefully think that, I think hopefully it will be a good color combo with the rest of the model. But we'll see how I feel about it. I think it should be good, but you never know. Again, I'm only kind of just getting into this idea of working color theory into my models. So. And I do really like this red-gray color. It's a Pro Crow color that I think is part of, yeah, John's signature series colors. It's pretty sweet. She's got a really good tone to it, and after looking at pictures of black cows, it's a pretty good base tone for the horns. We're almost to the end of having made a character for everything, for each class. So I might just start making models for fun. But we'll see. Yeah, I think having this in multiple places is a good idea. All right, and then so we got that. All right, and we want Dark Ivory, which is also from John's set. It's still kind of like a warm grayish tone. But for now, it'll be a good base tone for kind of like his undershirt that he's wearing. One of the things I put in for a request on the Eldritch Foundry, yeah, actually I think those tones go together pretty well. One of the things I put in a request for on the Eldritch Foundry Discord was like upside down hats or things that we could have as base items that were for like bards and things like that. Because I think that would be a fun thing to have as an addition. Because most of the models that I paint aren't specific characters that are in my games. At least when I make them. Usually I end up, if I really like a model and how it looks, I'll put it in the game somewhere just because I like showing off my work. I think he's looking pretty good so far. Just gotta clean up some things that got touched by other colors. Get it? Other colors. Oh, I cracked myself up. Just crack someone up. Yeah, I just, again, just working with color theory. More and more. Okay. Guitar is going to be a fun one because I want like a reddish brown, and I do have some good. They're all leather art. I do have some good colors, like a ruddy brown would be really good. Although, because I'm going red with some stuff, I guess I could go an ochre. More of like an ochre tone on the wood. And that'll be where the green comes from. That might not be a bad idea. Just going over stuff, making sure that I've got a good base coat down. When I start working up, it actually looks halfway decent. And I'm probably going to reuse this tone, the dark ivory, for like the little tufts of fur on the legs. Because I want him to have a little bit of character. And not just be completely all black. A little bit of white in them, because most of the animals that I looked at when I was looking at reference material for this, there are all black ones, but I was like, it's just a little boring in regards to like coloring something. You know, all black isn't necessarily bad, but you want there to be like some kind of accent tones on things. So a lot of the steer that I was looking at have like white fur on the tail. And it really is just like a stark line. But like on the tail and on the back legs and things like that. So I was like, I'll do that. That seems like a little bit of fun. And maybe if there's not enough color to it, I'll put like a little purplish wash over it to just kind of go with the rest of the color scheme. Maybe I'll do, no, the white's going to be too close. I don't know. Let's see how I feel. To be honest with you, I kind of like this purple suit. I think it looks kind of cool, so I might just stick with the purple, but I don't know. Okay. So that's kind of the base coat done. Again, because he's all black. The question is, what do I want his little tufted fur to look like as his beard? Do I want that to be black as well? I know. But I did like the idea of more of an ochre colored guitar, because that'll bring the green in. So we're gonna go. This is really ochre, but we'll see how it looks. These are always like the thickest paints. They come out so dense. We'll do that. Edge highlighting to the test on this one. This reminded me of the guitar I had growing up, which was my dad's guitar, which he didn't play, but kept around because he liked me playing it. So this is Tainted Garden. This is part of the John Blanche set. And this is like the deepest ochre color on the ochre and tans family, hex family. We're gonna add more like wooden texture later. I'm gonna add more grain as we kind of move up the family. We may not stay particularly in the ochre family for it, but we'll see how I feel. Ooh, that definitely needs to dry. Feel free to ask any questions, by the way. If you're watching this on YouTube, I really appreciate it. You can leave a comment in the comment section, and I do my best to respond to every single one in a timely manner. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask them. I am an open book. I like sharing the things I've learned with people, because I think that learning is really cool. I love learning. Different. I do have my phone. It's literally right here. I'm stupid. And printed out a little phone stand so I could have my phone next to me. Let's see. What I wanted was acoustic guitars. Yeah, the neck tends to be a little bit more ruddy than, or darker than the actual guitar itself most of the time. And I'm going for something like this. I'm not going to be able to give a lot of things. Let's go with just a little bit hot. Maybe I will. Right. I know it'll probably darken a little bit, but all right. This. Much like I say all the time, I'm not really fretting the details right now. Because we're still kind of on the base coat stage, so. I'm going to paint this whole part in this color because the being particular about the strings right now doesn't really make much sense, especially since we're going to come back over and probably edge highlight those to be more of a silver tone or coppery tone, whatever kind of strings I decide to use. Most strings are nickel plated, but again, we're talking about a fantasy world, so for all we know, they could have gold strings. I don't know if they'd work very well, but that I am going to keep because it's a little bit different. I'll probably do that circular part in like a gold. And that'll just be like an accent. And then this will be in like bone. At this stage, it's just about getting color on there evenly, or at least as even as you'd like it to be. Yeah, because it's mostly got filigree on it. Honestly, actually, this ivory might be a good. Going back over any mistakes I made. All right, and then let's see. That ivory color down on there. You know what? I'm gonna be super ostentatious. We'll make this ivory as well. That way it has another spot on the guitar so it doesn't look out of place. Do a little ivory inlay. Not too uncommon for guitars. Or rather bone inlay, because ivory is not usually sustainably sourced. Although this would fit in ivory, would fit my game. A little too bright right now, so I'll probably hit it up with a wash. I'm not making anything. Well, that's not true. I am painting up this character that I made for July's Eldritch Foundry character, but then I accidentally deleted the entire video that I made. So now I'm just painting it. But he's a Minotaur Bard, College of Whispers, named Karrat Keenhand. I thought patrons would like the alliteration. yeah, but he's been fun to paint so far. I'm just kind of just got the base coat down, even though it's been 40 minutes, but I got the base coat down on him. He's got a really nice guitar on his back. He's going to be pretty dark. I'm using dark ivory right now as kind of like his little tufts. And his guitar's got like ivory inlay. I wanted to go with more of an ochre color to kind of bring in some of the greens, because I'm working on like color theory with this. So, but yeah, he's been kind of fun so far to paint. I'm debating if I want to, just because it's so close to the undershirt, if I want to paint the ivory as well as his, like beard. Or maybe I'll just do it like a really dark brown. Oh. The only issue is that would be the only other place where that brown would be. Yeah, he's a bard. That's what I'm trying to figure out now. My main tone is like black, purple. And then I'm doing, I think now it's going more towards like a quad. Or, yeah, I guess a quad. It's got like reds and greens and then purples and yellows. I think I'm going, I guess there's not really, well, yellow I'm doing as a highlight. Sorry. So I think that's the base coat down. Thank you. Doing my best. Alright, next up I think is alien purple. Which surprisingly is not the one that's on the what? Honestly, I don't need a lot, so that works. Might take a quick bathroom break here. Second. It is an Epidemic Sound playlist. It's just the beats genre on Epidemic Sound. It's just what I like listening to when I'm painting. It's also so I can actually monetize this stuff. I say it's royalty free. It's not actually royalty free because I pay a fee, but it is music I am allowed to play on here. And not get a copyright strike. but it's like $17 a month. Yeah, right now it's very brassy. Usually it's more like lo-fi beats, but I guess whoever, because it just goes to the newest stuff. I guess whoever recently has been releasing music has been really more band inspired, which I do not mind. It helps with the and chill part of the stream idea. Although I guess not for you, because that's work, so. Bandcamp's coming up, isn't it? At least I think it is. It's usually around the time when I'm like, I would love to help. And then my friends are like, let's go to San Diego for Comic-Con. And I'm like, God damn it. I don't think we're doing that much next week. I could see if Honey has the stuff for it. You should I'll check with Honey later tonight and I'll let you know. But please, I don't know if an ad is playing right now. But email me the music. I want to hear it before I get there so I know what I'm talking about. I didn't feel like a deer in headlights last year because that's kind of my comfort zone, but even if we can't come for Bandcamp, you know that we'll be there at least at some point this year to help out. Okay, let me know when you're back, and then I'll say what I said again, just in case you didn't hear it. I guess if it's during an ad, you wouldn't have heard me say, let me know when you're back, so that was a little dumb to say. Okay, yeah, send me the music so I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'll double check with Honey, and even if we can't make it next week, you know that we'll be down there at least at some point. That has two meanings for me, but I assume you mean the band and not the show / video game. Although if you meant the video game, that'd also be really cool. Oh, hell yeah. I love that idea. Very like 50s, 60s inspired. All right, in about 4 minutes, I'm gonna go take a bio break. Quickly. Obviously, though, he's looking pretty good so far. Base of it. Just kind of eking throughout. Probably start to add some grays in there because I want it to be smoky. Completely missed the hat, per usual. Yeah, I'm really liking it. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna dull back down once I get to that point. Because I'm just gonna go back over it and kind of glaze it down in black. It's very similar to how I did the cyberpunk models that I did. But for now, I think it's looking pretty good. Just focusing on like highlights and really knowing where the light's coming from, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's looking good so far. A couple more minutes. Oh, I see you picked the best Fallout theme. Toxicity is good. I don't want to set the world on fire to start is a great idea. I'm a slut for DSCRA. Mad World's good. Toxicity's good. I don't know the Lux song, but I'm sure it's good. And New Vegas is obviously great. The fact that the story of it is just awesome. I really wish the kids weren't kids because it'd be great to have them play the game without worrying about if their parents are okay with it, but oh well. All right, quick bio break. I will be right back. Yeah, you gotta be careful about it, but I'm glad they're taking it seriously. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and until then, just enjoy the chill music. See you in a bit. Alright, back at it again with the Krispy Kreme. Okay, so actually, that's not my light tone. This is Inner Light, a color that I do not think I've even used since I bought it. That shows in the fact that I can't get it to. A little of this, and just a tap of this. A nice warm, yeah, that's nice. Just added a little bit of warmth in there with that inner light color, and it already looks different. A little bit of nice yellow tone to it. Trying my best to keep the color down still. And I just forgot to put up the tie, so we're doing that now. But just warming up that undersuit a little bit. And then kind of the same thing with the ivory, or the dark ivory. We'll just add a little bit of yellow in there to give us a little bit of a yellow tone. And then on everything that is not facing downward, we'll add this new tone. Kind of giving off the somewhat vibe that he's in kind of like a lit space. Almost like a tavern or something. It's lit by firelight. Having this kind of be our universal highlight tone is going to help kind of tie everything back together. So that way it looks as if he's in a space that is being lit by an ambient light that has a little bit of a yellowish tint to it. Same thing with our kind of little tufts of hair. At least for now, I'll probably come back over it with this tone later, after I kind of dull it down with a brown wash or something. But I think for now, this should be good. And then somewhere on the guitar. This as well. Just take a little bit. Because all the ones that I see, it kind of gets darker towards the tip of the horn. So we're just kind of going to go a little bit on here. And then probably pull in some like warm brown. All right, let's take some ochre right here, a little bit of this to it, just kind of brighten it up a little bit. For now, we're just going to edge highlight it in this color, but I probably will change that color. Once we get further along. And same thing with this tone. Again, this is just kind of moving into the direction of where the light's hitting. Specifically on this one, we're going to do it kind of just here. I didn't think about the fact that the frets were there. Those up the library as well. Yeah, that ties it together better too. Just and again, we're going to come back over this later, most of it, to kind of tidy it up a little bit. Just as a kind of preliminary thing. Ironically, I just haven't worked much on his just the body, like the skin. I do want to get working on that though. The issue is, again, I'm just trying to figure out what color I want to make his beard. Well, I guess let's get some satin black on the palette, because that's gonna give us more of that kind of finish that I want. Because right now it's a flat black. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think the satin will give it more of that kind of like furry sheen that I want. I'm wearing a belt too that I'll probably just hit that up with the satin black as well. And the satin black is from the Pro Acryl Adepticon set. It's got a really good color tonality to it. It's very black, which I guess is good since it is a black. I just want to break up the face a little bit, but I don't want it to be the same tone as the shirt that he's wearing, so I'm just kind of trying to figure out what color I want it to be, because right now it just doesn't fit. I guess I could always do, I can always go over it. Let's do a black brown for now and see how I feel about it. I just don't want it to get too muddy in the colors. Luckily, brown and purple go pretty well together, so yeah, I like this. No, I don't hate it. Maybe it's a belted dwarven kind, so it gets a weird beard color from it or something. The nose tends to be a little bit black-brown too, so we'll stick with this for now. And if I decide to change it, I decide to change it, but for now I think it's fine. Maybe what I'll do is have it be that base brown and then add just like tiny little lines of the ivory so it looks like it fits and matches. I like that idea. And then for the highlights of this, since we just started with it, we're just going to add some of that yellow in. And it's hopefully just going to start giving us kind of like a warmer black tone. A warm gray. A deep warm gray. Before I'm liking how he's turning out. Now all I'm doing is adding a little edge highlight to the guitar. That's not actually a highlight, that's not the proper term for it. I am edging the guitar to add like an artistic edge to it to kind of make it look like how an acoustic guitar in our world looks like. So it's got like a little bit of a boundary around it. That way it looks more like a guitar. Yeah. So far, so good. Oh, I did good on getting artifacts and stuff off of it, but apparently I did not. I missed quite a few. down. Darker tone for the horns. Oh. So far, I'm liking how he's turning out. A lot of the messiness just comes from my inability to clean prints properly. But yeah, so far so good. I'm liking how he's turning out. Don't know how I feel about the fur tone yet. I think I just have to get some more contrast on it to really build it up, so that way it looks more like what I want it to. But I'm really happy with like the tail color and the tufts. I think it's a cool look. Originally I was gonna have some white on his face too, but because the beard is there, I think I'm just gonna leave the face fully black. Obviously except for the eyes. But yeah. Right now I'm just refining some stuff to make sure it's got the color that it needs where it needs it. All right. Next should be Cultist Purple. And this will probably be the last purple that I do. This I definitely already have some on the palette, but just to add a little bit more, because why not? But this is for like the brightest parts. I'm just gonna add that kind of up here. Again, kind of working in less and less area. Hopefully bumping up the contrast enough so when we kind of come back over it with that black, it'll hopefully have like a really nice sheen to it, but not look too muddied. This will probably be the last thing I do today, just because my wife wants to spend some time with me and I would love to spend some time with them. So, a bit of a shorter stream today, but not unheard of on this channel. And get a little bit of that tone in there. Bright and vibrant tone at the highest points. And that way, when we go back over it and glaze it down, it should still have a really nice tonality to it. Over here. A little more purple in here. All right. Well, he's looking pretty good. Really happy with the light work that I've got going on him right now. We're gonna get him glazed down black on top of all the purple. And that way we've got a nice tone for him. Yeah. And with all the highlighting and contrast, hopefully it'll show up on the black and it'll look phenomenal. And then I can finish them up. But that's going to do it for me today. Really good work today. I'm really happy with the work that I put in. Hopefully you enjoyed. I appreciate you coming on these journeys with me and painting with me. Or if you're just here to hang out and chill, I appreciate that as well. But that's going to do it for me today. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. I will be back on Thursday. I may continue painting this on Thursday. I've got other projects I need to get done. So we'll see what happens with those. But I'll probably work on him on Thursday. But yeah, really good work today. Again, thank you guys so much for joining and hanging out. Have a great night and rest of your week. I'll see you on Thursday, as I've said. And until then, go have some fun and paint something. All right, guys. Later.